Today I'm joined by Kate Harmon and Michael Deal, and you, if you're watching the video, are looking at crashed tabs because I've pissed off Chrome. So we're going to get to refresh each tab as we load it because apparently once you load up like 15 tabs, Chrome gets really angry at you.
Oh, crap. Oh.
So our first tab is Facebook. Yay.
Yay.
In order to appease the Chrome gods, you must indeed follow Gma on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
The only way Chrome will be happy is if we reach 50 likes on Facebook.
Yes, it will. It will be appeased. It will be squeezed. It shall be loved. Stop rocking my chair.
Sorry.
Thank you. It's one thing to rock a boat. It's another thing to rock a man's chair.
That it is. That it is.
Sorry.
Alrighty. So, we've got news. We've got lots of news. I know you can't tell because all of my tabs look the same because they're all showing the crashed, aw crap, something went wrong symbol, but trust me, behind all these secret doors, there's news.
You did not silence my phone. I gifted you the power of great responsibility, and you failed.
Well, now it's silence. After it's too late.
The level of professionalism on display here at the Gmon News Desk is just unmatched. By unmatched, we mean there's nobody who's actually worse at it than us.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you still had the notifications for our channel still on.
Of course I do. I had to watch my own channel, which you should all be doing.
Just watch your own channels, people.
And ours.
Yes, always watch ours. That's not even optional. You don't get a choice. You have to watch ours. Now, through the power of magic...
The Gathering?
Yes, through the power of Magic the Gathering. No. Through the power of Magic the Gathering and multiple devices, you're going to see something amazing and beautiful. Assuming it all works the way I think it will.
What's the casting cost?
4 generic, 1 black, 1 blue.
Damn it, I don't run this color of a deck.
Right?
It was one blue or one green or one red or one white, we'd be good.
Mm.
I've just posted the link of our live feed directly to the Gma Facebook. Now, it should show up on the Gma Facebook here in real time.
In
Prove that
3,
we are dedicated to this platform.
2, 1. Maybe.
I can check that.
Now.
Dang it! Apparently Facebook is slow.
Yep, it's there.
Oh.
I am good, folks.
Apparently it's there in the future. According to my tablet, it was posted at 3:20, and according to my tablet, it's only 3:18 p.m.
We have to go back.
We have to go back.
That's a glitch and a half. I don't know how that happened.
That's okay, it won't show up on mine at all, so don't feel bad.
I can explain this all, but it has to do with a one pivotal thing. A flux capacitor.
Shit.
I don't know how the hell that even happened. But, okay, apparently you're posting things in the future now.
Yes, Facebook is amazing. Alright, so, everybody feeling good? Everybody frosty? Everybody ready to get into it?
No, I'm quite warm.
No,
My feet are cold, but...
Well,
about frosty?
down with Facebook. Let's load up our first story. Xbox survey asks if you'd sell back digital games for a 10% of the purchase price. So, here's what happened. Basically, Microsoft decided to release a survey on Reddit in which they asked users a bunch of different questions about digital rights, their digital future, digital purchases, how likely are they to make digital purchases, yada 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 yada, so on and so forth. And in the middle of this survey, they asked whether or not if people would be interested in the ability to sell back or give up their digital rights to their games that they've bought through the Xbox Live Store, the Xbox Live Arcade, whatever they're calling it, Microsoft Xbox Beyond Your Soul store. If you'd be willing to give up your digital rights to that game, have it stricken from your account, in return for 10% back on the game. Now, mind you, this 10% would be a store credit only, not 10% return to your, credit card, obviously.
And this is where we get into some muddy waters. Because me and James wholeheartedly know, we're always banging our so-called Bibles for hard copies and discs for video games. Physical content.
Yeah,
Yes. We like our media in the physical realm.
Yeah. Now, Microsoft, this is just a survey, mind you, correct?
Yes, in fact, on top of that, after this came out, it's not in this article, but there has been follow-up news on this, in which basically Microsoft executives have said, we do surveys all the time. We ask people for their feedback on all kinds of things. It just means that it's an idea that we're currently tossing around, not that this is a plan that is necessarily going to be implemented in the future, whether it be the near future or the far future. We're just getting feedback on ideas.
Have they found out that people aren't keen on getting 10% for a $60 game, which is the standard right now?
Yeah, that's literally, you get a $6 basically store credit to give away a $60 game.
Now, I could understand if it was like an indie title or something like that, when you don't really give two shits for, you gotta play it one and done and that's it. But if you're gonna be chucking out $60 for a AAA game, you finally beat it, you've done all the stuff, probably already bought DLC, which you're not gonna have access to if you sell it back. Yeah, for roughly $6. Now, mind you, if you had a hard disk edition of that game, it holds value.
Once again, kind of depending on the game to a degree, but...
Hey, even Leisure Suit Larry's box office bust is still worth around $13 right now, even used.
Yeah, that's still better than 10%.
Yeah.
Like, my thing is it had to be more than freaking 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could not, like, even with the game, I can justify one game I have beaten in the last 6 months that I would justifiably digitally sell back, which is Among the Sleep. Because I have beaten it, I do not plan on going back to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I paid $18 for the game.
That means you'd get $1.80 back.
I'd get $1.80 back.
Yeah.
That's not, like, I keep the game for $1.80.
Yeah.
Exactly. They'd be better off doing a trade-in policy.
Well, that's what this is. It's a trade-in policy.
No, I meant like trade-in for something of, 25% of its value, a different game. Like have a tier bracket.
Like I think this whole discussion becomes way more interesting once you do 25%. I think at 25%,
Exactly.
That's a way more enticing offer.
Exactly. I could see doing 25% as a base.
Yeah.
Like, I can see if they would judge it by the title.
Yeah.
Like, if indie games were worth, like, the 10 to 25%, but if you bought a AAA title that was $60, give you, like, 30, 40, possibly 50% back, depending on how it holds its value.
And how well the game sold overall.
And how well the game sold overall, that would make more sense.
How new the title is, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But that would involve doing extra work that I don't think they're willing to do.
Yeah, that requires a certain amount of, management that...
Yeah. even if they were to implement this, do you think that, well, we all know GameStop has something similar for trade-in value based off of titles, what they're worth, how well they did, and stuff like that. Do you think they could handle that type of competition just from a digital aspect? Would some other company get involved as competition?
It's completely messy and murky because obviously what Microsoft has wanted from the very beginning of the Xbox One era is to try to shut out physical media entirely and to basically, completely smash the GameStops of the world and to be able to control all of its content and all of its sales and completely cut out the third parties who are, hawking physical discs so that them and, obviously to some degree the game developers would be able to make way more money. So this is just Microsoft doing what they feel they have to try to ease console gamers into the idea of a digital-only game library, which is what PC gamers have had to deal with for, years.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, part of the reason why I game on console is because of the fact that I love my physical media, and I won't purchase a title off the PSN unless it's $20 or less. It's the reason why I still own a copy of The Witness, is because I won't pay $40 for the digital rights to a title.
Mm-hmm. And that's a fair stance on that subject.
The thing is, how would you feel about buying The Witness for $40 if once you completed it, they offered to buy it back for, say, $10?
Like I said, at 25%, it's a more enticing concept because at 25%, that would be $12.
Yeah.
I'll admit I would probably feel a tiny bit better about that. Here's the other problem, though. 10% of my purchase price are 10% of the current price. Because let's say you buy your $60 game, and you buy your $60 game, for $60, but then 6 months later you want to sell it back. By that point, it's now $40 on the store, so now I only get $4 back instead of $6 because the game's dropped $20 on your digital storefront in the last 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. And then
that makes the 10% hurt even more if we're not talking about a guaranteed 10% of my original purchase price.
Yeah. And if we get into that type of scenario, if it's going to be based off of, well, quote-unquote, sale price or your purchase price, there comes another stipulation. They're going to want a proof of purchase.
Well, no, your proof of purchase is on your account when you make a purchase. Yeah, I'm
just saying that. For how long does that go into that? What am I trying to say? You know how your digital purchase will sometimes not disappear, but go so far into the dark aspect of, okay, how far back did I purchase this on? This is 2 years old. Am I really going to go through this? And is their side on their servers, are they willing to go back that far and say, oh, you originally paid this? Are they even going to have that on their servers?
Yeah, the original purchase price might not be there. My other concern is like, how long are they going to support this? For example, let's say that this came out 2 years from now. You can imagine that, in another 4 years, we're going to have a new console cycle. So are you going to support my Xbox One purchases when Xbox Next is available and Xbox Next is what you're focusing on? Are you still going to let me sell back my digital Xbox One titles?
Exactly.
Yeah, because I see that bombing for the Xbox thing when the next console generation comes out and people all of a sudden don't want their Xbox Ones anymore, and they just sell off all their digital media at once and have a bunch of credits in the store.
Yep.
To buy Xbox, say, 2 media.
Yeah.
That's why I called it the Next Box.
the Next Box.
It's the Next Box.
That's fair enough. Either way, it just sounds like this was something that they were trying to just get an idea of what the general consensus would be.
Yeah.
And 10%, I don't think is anywhere close to what you should be getting, even at a sales price.
Yeah, I agree. It's bull. Alright, moving on to our next story, and this is going to be a fun one. Xbox executives apologize for having scantily clad women at their GDC party.
Okay.
By the way, by scantily clad women, this is why I hope that a lot of you go to the Gmod Transmission Station YouTube channel to watch our content, because we have pictures.
We have pictures. We have ads. We have a little donkey in the corner who's talking to me. He says, read the article.
He says, read the article.
Oh, wait. Where'd I go? Okay, I'm back.
Mike had a little out-of-body experience there for a minute.
Yes, I did. There were no scantily clad women, though.
Apparently there was a donkey, though.
There was a donkey.
There was a donkey. He saw that green and his brain went to Shrek.
No, Shrek wasn't there.
Yeah.
Fairy Godmother was, though.
Yeah, they should.
Anyway. There have been 2 updates to this. I'm just going to read the newest one.
Let's start with the original story. We gotta start with the original story, then we go on to the updates.
Yeah, start with the original story.
We'll go to the update. Yeah. Original story first.
Yeah. The original story.
The original story. Okay. Well, hold on. When was this article even done in the first place?
Just St.
Because
Patrick's
it wasn't.
Day.
It was for St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, St. Patrick's Day. After GDC sessions were wrapped up and over, this is all over. This is an after party for Microsoft, which many companies do. Parties are par for the course at GDC, and it was St. Patrick's Day too. But one party in particular is garnering some amount of controversy because the Xbox maker hired scantily clad, quote, sexy schoolgirl dancers, unquote, according to pictures from people who attended the event. Look at this picture.
Seriously, like you've got to watch the video on YouTube, because you've got to see this picture. The women at Hooters are wearing less clothing than these women.
Yes, you've got a bromance in the corner. This guy is obsessed with the bromance over in the left-hand corner. This guy is obsessed with the Asian in front of him. The Asian's looking at the girl in the dress. Nobody is looking at the scantily clad women.
Yeah, except for the one pervert in the back.
Yeah, except for the one pervert in the back, who seems to have an aura of white light upon him.
Yes.
Okay, now that I've gone on that little rant, I will finish the article. Developer Heinrich Ludvigsen via Crave posted a picture on his Instagram, picture above, of the party, in which you can see dancers atop podiums, Kamina Vincent, also posted some pictures on Twitter, and said she was uncomfortable at the event and will file a formal complaint to Microsoft over it.
Seriously, how does this make you uncomfortable? Women at the beach wear less!
Yeah. Earlier in that day, Microsoft held an Xbox Women in Gaming event. Yada, 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 we're sorry, da-da-da-da-da, we'll do better, yada, yada, yada.
Alright, let's move on to the updates.
And now let's go for the update number... Should I do number 2 or number 1?
Do you care about Phil Spencer or the chick head of HR?
I don't really care about either of them, but the chick at HR seems pissed.
Yeah, let's just talk about that. Obviously, Phil Spencer was like, "Oh, we messed up. We're sorry. We won't do it again." That's boring. Let's talk about the woman who works for HR at Microsoft, because that's a way funner part of the story.
Yes. Okay. Pardon me. This is a new update. Now, Microsoft HR executive Kathleen Hogan. Okay, can't be her kid. Has released a statement as obtained by GameSpot's sister site, CNET. Hogan said Microsoft leadership was embarrassed and appalled. You can read her full note to employees below. Too far. When we heard about this and saw the photos, the entire senior leadership team was embarrassed and appalled. This is unacceptable in terms of how we treat women and how we represent Microsoft. It undermines the culture we are working so hard to cultivate, one that is diverse and inclusive and grounded in a growth mindset. What's a growth mindset?
I don't know, but those women aren't even scantily clad enough for me to experience any kind of growth mindset, if you know what I mean.
Haha. We are not going to tolerate this. I appreciate that we will be judged by our deeds and not just our words, and yet every day we see our people taking important and meaningful steps forward in our journey towards inclusion. As one example, at this same GDC, we had dedicated a passionate Microsoft employee-sponsored a Gaming for Everyone event.
Aww.
We're passionate, but we hate strippers.
Yes.
They ain't even strippers!
I still got 2 more paragraphs. Oh, God. I have heard from many of you individually and on Yammer.
What the hell's Yammer?
I have no idea. Somebody comment below and tell us what the hell Yammer is.
Somebody from Microsoft.
Thank you.
Somebody from Microsoft, comment below and tell us what Yammer is.
If that's the freaking
Like Microsoft chat box?
Microsoft chat box,
God.
this would be greatly appreciated. There is a chat box called Yammer.
Yammer.
That's just speculation. This hasn't been confirmed. That you can't believe we let this happen. It is not a stretch to say that the company as a whole is shocked and upset. And that we all are determined that this is never repeated until next year.
Until next
Microsoft Employee Relations Investigations, try saying that 5 times fast,
Microsoft Employee Relations Investigation Team.
yeah, is involved to make sure we have a full understanding of what happened. There was booze, there were women, things got blurry. And beyond this incident, we are strengthening our commitment to our diversity and inclusion efforts, while evaluating where we must take stronger action to show we are more resolute than ever to make progress and hold ourselves accountable. Now, before we go any further...
This means that at the E3 party, we're going to make sure that our quote-unquote scantily clad women aren't only dressed in just green and white. That was unfair. We need to have other colors represented. Next time our schoolgirl scantily clad women will be wearing skirts of all different colors of the rainbow to show our support for everyone.
No, then they'll get on the homophobes front and it'll just be nothing but trouble.
Mm-hmm. Before we go any further, I can already see this happening in the comments or hate mail that we're insensitive pricks. It's not that fact. In this world that we live in, women are now subject to different mindsets. We're not supposed to portray them this way, that way, blah, blah, blah. See it from the standpoint of, remember when 10 years ago or so, God of War fucking came out? There was a Greece-themed release party. There were goats. There were women. There were booze. There was...
Real nudity!
There was real nudity. There was also, I think, an orgy in the back, but... that wasn't confirmed.
You had to pay extra to get that.
This is par for the course. If this is offensive, have you been to my buddy James's Stretch to the Beach down the road called Long Beach?
Yeah.
If this Titty and Tata Fest doesn't appease you, we got another level. You're fucked if you do, you're fucked if you don't. It's just our mindset, we're free to our opinion. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why this whole story baffles me, and I have no option but to mock the living hell out of it, is because anyone who was involved in games journalism, especially during the very dawn of the internet, and when print magazines were the biggest thing, every single company would try to do their all their events where they would show off their new titles and everything, when they would get all the press together. Most of these parties happened in Vegas, Why did they happen in Vegas? Because you would go into the boardroom and you would experience the new titles for 2 or 3 hours and deal with all that stuff, and then on the company's dime, you would go to strip clubs and casinos.
Yeah. AKA, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Exactly. Like, journalists weren't going on these trips because they wanted to see Activision's newest game or, EA's newest title. They went on these trips because it was like a little 3-day vacation paid for you by some corporation that was hoping that if they showed you a good time, you would write up a really good preview article and hopefully, bolster pre-order numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, number one, I'm a woman, if you can't already tell. And I'm not offended by this at all. I don't know why people think women are being objectified and that this is wrong. These girls were obviously paid really fucking well.
Oh yeah! I mean, it was a Microsoft GDC post-party. These women made a lot of money. I can almost guarantee it.
Like,
to do very little.
You're not in that business you're in that business for doing what you love or the money, and they got both. So, you don't become a dancer because it's your last resort.
Hell.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
And once again, like belly dancers were less than this.
And these aren't really that scantily clad. Like,
no!
I've worn less, and I am a fat chick.
This just makes me...
I am a fat chick, and I have worn less out in public.
This just makes me angry, because there's gotta apparently be way dirtier pictures out there that we're just not getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has to be the clean part of it. There must be something we missed. Like, there's gotta be, like, a back room somewhere where somebody was giving lap dances or some shit.
Something.
But out in public,
this is tame.
Yeah.
Like, unless Microsoft's trying to, like, bury this under the rug and say this didn't happen.
I don't know.
And
Either way, I think we've given it...
an after party. Business has concluded.
I think the reason Microsoft is so pissed about it is that because they paid for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only reason Microsoft is up in arms, because it is a Microsoft-branded after party, and it was paid for on their dime.
Alright. All I'm going to say before we close out this article, before we move on to the next topic, is my last argument. Does anyone remember this thing called Booth Babes?
Yes, I do.
And I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah.
Booth Babes. Alright. I don't even want to cover this. Lindsay Lohan lawsuit over Grand Theft Auto 5 moves forward.
No, I haven't really read the article all the way through. I've just been there since its inception. If this really, it just baffles the mind that somebody could feel this wholeheartedly, that a computer-generated, somebody made the character, but you assume it's you. You are that jaded that you are sold that it was based off of your life and you. But anyway, I'll read the article. This article was by Cody Gravel about a week ago. In New York, of course, New York.
Yeah.
A New York Supreme Court judge rules last Friday that Lindsay Lohan's case against Grand Theft Auto 5 and its creators, Rockstar Games, and Take-Two can move forward. Oh. Judge Joan? Or Joanne?
That's Joan.
Joan.
Judge Joan!
Huh?
Judge Joan, he's tough on crime. Judge Joan, he's gonna clean up the grime. Sorry.
Decided on Friday that the state of New York would like to hear. They would like to hear.
They would like to hear. We'd like to hear.
They would like to hear what former Disney really? What the former Disney star's legal team has to say regarding the likeness lawsuit Lindsay Lohan filed against Rockstar Games, Take-Two Interactive, and the incredibly popular GTA 5. According to the 67-page complaint,
My God.
Lohan's legal team filed in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Lohan is claiming that GTA developer Rockstar used the actress's likeness without her consent when it created the character of Lacey Jonas in GTA 5. Judge Kinney is making the decision stated, quote, when deciding whether or not a complaint should be dismissed, all factual allegations must be accepted as true. That is legal talk for I want money.
Yep. Alright, we are not going to read. I'm stopping you. We're not reading the rest of this article, but I will scroll down here to the picture of Lindsay Lohan and Lacey here and just let you guys decide for yourself. Either way, let's just say, for all arguments, that they did use her quote-unquote likeness, okay? How many times in a Grand Theft Auto game do they parody people all the time? From famous people to politicians to whatever. It's a work of parody either way.
Very, very true. Even there's another case that somebody came out of the woodworks saying that they stole my life. One of the main characters being Trevor Phillips, a meth-using, a little bit off-kilter, balding, middle-aged man. They stole my life and put it in a video game. Mm-hmm. From some guy in bumfuck Egypt is saying that they did it.
Yep.
Anybody can say that they're doing it. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry that your life is that fucked.
Seriously. This is not the kind of thing you should be proud of.
This shit has happened. Like, not only in Grand Theft Auto with this Lindsay Lohan bullshit, I remember there was an issue with Call of Duty a while back.
Yeah, it was Call of Duty, what was it? What was it? It was actually some dictator at the time.
Yeah, it was some dictator at the time, and they showed him being assassinated. Yeah. And it was supposedly bad for his political party or whatever this bullshit was. And I'm like, okay.
And then, like, a few months later, it actually came out to be like, yeah, he did that. But anyway, this goes back to fucking San Andreas, where a gangbanger essentially came out and said, oh, well, CJ is me.
Yeah.
I think these people are just delusional and want to be these people.
They just want some of fucking Rockstar's money. That's what it comes down to. And the last time Lindsay Lohan did something memorable was... when?
Well, the problem is that, I mean, for those who don't know, Lindsay Lohan, like a lot of child Disney stars, ended up falling into drugs, alcohol, and all kinds of other wonderful bad scenes, ended up in rehab multiple times, and basically, as far as her professional career goes, she's more or less been blacklisted by the industry. She can't find work. And it's now estimated that her current net worth is around $500,000.
Then I'm looking at these pictures side by side.
Uh-huh.
Do you mean to tell me she didn't have the common decency to leave the glasses off? Because probably she has different colored eyes than the girl being portrayed in the picture. And I'm sorry. Apparently the made-up girl has a better phone than you.
Apparently. Because your phone looks like crap.
I'm sorry. I'm not bashing her phone.
I am bashing her phone.
Well, he is. But seriously, how many girls in today's society fit that build?
Yeah.
Go down to any beach. You're bound to find 10.
Probably wearing that exact same outfit.
Yeah. It's fair to say that, oh, I like that chick. I'm going to try and draw something similar to it for this game. Inspiration!
Yeah. And like I said, even then, like, the argument can still be made that even if it is actually her likeness, it's a work of parody anyways.
Yes.
Like, I just want to put these two through a facial recognition software, a facial comparison software.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I'm looking at the animated chick's face and her face, and they don't even line up at fucking all.
No.
Like, she looks twacked out, and the chick's like, it's like, she doesn't even look like you. She's got the same body build, that's it. And the same fucking stupid pose.
They did it for the sake. This picture was actually taken because they were trying to sell the point that was her.
Yeah, that's not her.
And you totally fucked that up. Why are you holding a cup? She couldn't even be done it to justice of here. I'm not holding a phone in this hand with a peace sign, and I'm going to hold a Coke. Well, I think that's a Coke. Maybe.
They kind of blurred the label.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a Coke in this hand. She wasn't even that talented enough to get the pose right.
Yeah, she couldn't even get the pose right.
By the way, my web browser would like to know, are you playing Tom Clancy's The Division? Yes or no?
No.
No.
No, we're not playing it. We just like to make fun of it.
That's coming up later in the show.
It does make fun of itself.
That's coming up later in the show, damn it. Alright. Well, let's not give Lindsay Lohan any more of our time, and move on to the next article.
Wait,
Yeah,
1 second.
She might want some of her
1 second. I do applaud Take Two for immediately accusing Lohan of suing as a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
There, I'm done.
Okay. Alrighty. For those of you who spend any time on YouTube at all, you probably know of Jim Sterling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's being sued for $10 million, and it's about the most BS lawsuit ever put together.
Okay.
It's amazing how bad this is. Basically, the backstory here, I'll paraphrase because it's a long backstory. There is a quote-unquote developer,
Mm-hmm.
and I use that term incredibly loosely, called Digital Homicide that releases, let's say, not the most polished works on Steam?
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
Yeah, let's say not the most polished work. Remember, I have to be careful with the words I use. We don't want Gmod to get sued.
Yes, exactly.
So, essentially, they released a game called The Slaughtering Ground, and Jim Sterling is well known for finding you could make the case for the quote-unquote worst games available on Steam, and shining a very bright light on them, and calling them out and making fun of them for the usually badly coded, badly designed works of digital entertainment that they are.
Yes.
So, after Jim Sterling had made his video, Digital Homicide turned around and made a video called Reviewing the Reviewer, in which there actually is a screenshot in this article of that, where they literally took Jim Sterling's video, re-released it, and just put a bunch of text over it of what Jim Sterling is supposedly quote-unquote saying, while at the same time trying to defend their practices.
Mm-hmm. If that.
Yeah.
It's mostly just them bashing Jim Sterling and calling him whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, quotes are... I mean, there's things written all over the video. For example, hello, this is Jim Sterling, and I am a fucking idiot. Don't believe me? Question mark. Well, just watch this piece of shit review I've made.
Yeah, it's cringeworthy.
It's sad. It's
childish.
Don't mind my wife sneezing in the background.
No, not at all.
Okay. Either way, they went back and forth. Digital Homicide decided to use the ultimate cowards tool and file a YouTube copyright strike against Jim Sterling for the video eventually. It was taken down. It was then fought. Jim Sterling won. The video came back up. Then afterwards, Jim Sterling and one of the creators that
using that
works,
term lightly, are you?
that works for Digital Homicide decided to basically do a more or less a podcast for an hour and a half to 2 hours of them trying to, I guess, hash things out.
Yeah.
One way to put it. Basically, it amounts to them just kind of yelling and shit-talking each other for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's a pretty entertaining listen, actually. Just,
You actually listen to it?
Oh, hell yeah. I listened to it before Jim Sterling got sued.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. It's good stuff. It's cringeworthy, beautiful material, man. Alrighty. So basically, after all of this happened, Jim Sterling then made his worst games of 2014. Obviously, that made it towards the top, and so on and so forth. And Jim Sterling has continued to point out Digital Homicide's bad works, has pointed out that Digital Homicide has a habit of creating other fake game companies to try to release more garbage onto Steam that they put under different names in hopes that people don't know that it's Digital Homicide. And
legit?
Legit.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Either way...
Does the word fraud come to mind?
Yeah. Either way, this article is long, it goes in depth, I definitely suggest people check it out. But what has happened is Digital Homicide has decided to sue Jim Sterling for libel and slander, stating that Jim Sterling has been making unfair and untrue critiques on 9 different counts, and that they have caused irreparable damage to Digital Homicide's reputation due to these, basically lies, is what, libel and slander means, more or less lies, and that because of these damages, they are owed the tune of $10 million for all of the lost sales of their garbage.
Go ahead, babe.
Didn't he buy the games in the first fucking place?
Yeah, I mean, he had to play them.
Yeah.
They already got his fucking money. Leave him alone.
That and the fact that it was published as a work of criticism and everything other than that, it should be covered under fair use.
And it is.
Now that,
like I said, even YouTube agreed when Digital Homicide tried to take down his videos, and YouTube said, you can't do that. This is fair use. This is a work of critique.
Exactly. Any lawyer, any judge worth his salt should see this
and
throw it out the door.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how many souls you had to sell to the devil to get this past the initial stages.
Yeah. The thing is here's the real problem. Obviously, we all know Digital Homicide ain't going to win the $10 million. I think even Digital Homicide knows they're not going to win the $10 million. But here's the problem, is this is now taking up Jim Sterling's time and his money.
Yeah.
He has to actually now fight this. There's no way around that. He has to actually fight it. So his time and his resources and his money are all now having to go to dealing with this. It's just like when, you take down criticism on YouTube. Your point is not to permanently have the video banned. The point is to deprive the creator of money and to deprive them the ability of free speech, at least for a temporary amount of time. no matter what, win or lose, this is still a real problem because the amount of shit that he's having to go through right now in order to fight this legal battle is real fucked up.
Yes. And not to take away from Jim Sterling and where you're going with this article, but it just occurred to me that, what is it? What's the company that's suing Jim Sterling again? I'm sorry.
Digital Homicide.
Digital Homicide. If my facts are correct, I recall them putting up a Patreon for them to get enough money to actually sue Jim Sterling. They only raised $190.
Oh no, they put up a Patreon to cover their legal fees.
Legal fees, thank you. I know it's somewhat along
they put up the Patreon the same time that they did the lawsuit, at the same time they, publicized the lawsuit, and then they put up the Patreon to help cover their legal fees.
And I believe there was an update on that article that the Patreon had been pulled because of harassment comments.
Yeah, they essentially used it to fucking bash him.
Oh, and one more interesting piece on this. Not only does Digital Homicide want $10 million, Digital Homicide also, if they win, want Jim Sterling to make a public apology video that has to sit on the front of his YouTube page for 5 years.
That's not going to happen.
That's
hilarious. This is like a fucking pissing match.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
What I want to know is if Digital Homicide has been that smacked into the dirt, that their reputation is essentially crap, they're not able to make money, it's done irreparable damage, where do they get the money? Who funded this attempt to sue Jim Sterling for $10 million? Because they're having to put up money to do it, do the aspect of hiring lawyers, attorneys for their side. Who is backing this?
Who knows? I mean, they obviously have to have money for, it's not free to publish on Steam. It's not free to put things up on Greenlight. It's not free to go through all that kind of stuff. So obviously this quote-unquote company has some people involved who have some coffers in the bank who have been paying for it to have the ability to put out their quote-unquote games on Steam for the last, 2 years.
Well, if that's true, then what investor decided that this was a good idea to try and take it to court after... Is he just sitting somewhere in the dark and seeing his money going to the crap, and they're not telling him the whole story, or what?
The thing is...
Oh, no, I bet you it's one of the developers who has, daddy's money or something stupid.
Fair assessment.
My thing is when I see somebody play a terrible fucking game...
Yeah.
I want to play that game for my fucking self! I see a glitchy, buggy piece of shit, I'm like, I need to play this.
I need to check out how buggy it is.
Experience this garbage.
So, you gotta admit, this may have been driving some people away, but it's also gotta be drawing some people towards it.
Mm.
But after this stint, I'm not sure if anybody's gonna want to touch their content.
Yeah, they're gonna be wiped off the face of the earth after this stint. They're gonna be buried so low in the dirt that they just...
That's the shady practice of opening up different company names.
Yeah.
To try and get money. But, yeah, I think this is a bullshit, not statement, but a lawsuit that's being filed.
Mike can't talk today.
I can't mic today.
You can't mic today?
No.
Apparently you can't file either.
I can't file today either.
Good thing we don't have any filing to do.
Yes, we do.
What are we filing?
This. There, filed.
That was a notebook.
You're not supposed to give away the illusion!
Oh, man. Alrighty. Let's see here. Let's move on to some more interesting news here.
Mm-hmm.
Sony reportedly working on a PlayStation 4.5. Now, another story that we did not cover was basically about 2 weeks ago, Phil Spencer had come out and said that he basically likes the idea or is interested in making an upgraded version of the Xbox One that wouldn't necessarily be, a new generation. It wouldn't be a new, a whole new ordeal, a whole new platform. It would just be an Xbox One that has more horsepower and has a better GPU, better RAM, whatever. It's, an iterative upgrade to the Xbox One. Well, now we've got Sony more or less saying the exact same thing of, they like the idea of, possibly making a new iteration on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Now, right now everything is just talk. It's all just talk here. But I think what we need to remember when having this conversation, which we'll definitely get into this conversation, is that we're used to getting an upgrade halfway through a console life cycle. Does anyone remember these things called a PlayStation 2 Slim and a PlayStation 3 Slim?
Yes, yeah. I remember this.
In fact, PlayStation 3 had the PlayStation Super Slim.
Yeah.
That thing.
And the reason why people are freaking out over this is because there may actually be mildly significant hardware changes that might allow the newer consoles to perform a little better than the previous ones. But there are a lot of people who are going insane and thinking that Sony and Microsoft want to start making the console business like the iPhone and Android smartphone business, where they release a new model every year that's a little better than the previous one, and if you want the newest technology and want to be, have the best graphics available for your console, you'll have to trade up your PlayStation 4 or your Xbox One every year or every 2 years to the newest version.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Honestly, I never bought the original PS3. I had a PS3 Slim.
Yep.
And I had the Fat Boy.
Yeah, he had the Fat Boy.
That broke down 3 times.
He had the Spider-Man PS3.
Mm-hmm.
But we're kind of used to the moment when they said they weren't making a PS4 Slim. We all kind of went, what? Anyway, so it's like, this is kind of like our PS4 Slim anyways.
Mm-hmm. Now, the two things that are not necessarily, confirmed, but are the two main talking points that came out of this, from the information that was, passed on, is that the 4K Blu-ray is, coming out. Like, the 4K Blu-rays are literally right around the corner. They're coming out this year. We're going to have, the 4K Blu-ray technology.
Yeah.
And so Sony wants the PS4, because Sony's always been very big on their consoles also being a Blu-ray player. I mean, that was the major selling point of the PS3, was even though the PS3 was $600, it was still an amazingly cheap Blu-ray player at the time. If you were interested in Blu-ray, getting a PS3 was the smartest thing you could do, because Blu-ray players were $600 at the time, and this was a Blu-ray player in a freaking console.
Yeah.
So what Sony is looking at, what they care about the most, at least what it seems like they're caring about the most right now, is to be able to have the HDMI standard for the PS4 be upgraded to, I believe it's HDMI 1.4, and for the Blu-ray drive to be able to do 4K Blu-ray, because normal Blu-ray drives actually can't do the 4K Blu-ray. You have to have, a new device for that purpose that'll be able to run the 4K, Quad HD Blu-rays, and they have to be using the newest HDMI standard. So what Sony would be doing mostly with this new box, whether there would be, actual, hardware upgrades that are game-related and performance-related, is, up in the air. But the big thing would be that you would be able to run 4K Blu-ray content natively on the box.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can afford a 4K TV, I say go for it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is if that's the big upgrade that's going to be coming with this thing, then obviously you already have a giant 4K TV, and if you've got that kind of money, you can afford to sell back your PlayStation 4, get like $200 in trade, and buy the new model of the PlayStation 4. That way you can have your 4K Blu-ray player.
Mm-hmm. No, I was thinking whenever I first went over this article, instead of doing the whole iPhone cycle bullshit, why not have what was it? Oh yeah, the Steam Box. They had classes of PlayStation or Steam Box. Like here's a beginner, medium, advanced level of shit that you can actually put in there.
Well, the problem with that is the fact that most people believe, and most consumer analysts believe, that the reason why the Steam machine failed is because of the fact that it was too confusing. That consumers were very confused that there was a $400 Steam machine, and an $800 Steam machine, and a $1,200 Steam machine, and a $2,000 Steam machine, and so on and so forth, and that, the console market wasn't interested in that kind of, price stepping, and wasn't, understanding of how this all worked.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that. But then, midway through that scenario, I'm all like, wait a second. There used to be, you remember the Xbox 360's Red Circle of Death?
Yeah, right.
And they actually had a service you send in and go get repaired. Mm-hmm. So instead of going through that bullshit of having to send it in to repair, why not just send it in for an upgrade service and still keep the same body but put in the different tech?
Yeah, and I mean, and that's what I think. If Microsoft or Sony do this, I think they're both going to have to, especially if they want to make this a regular thing, which there's no evidence that they do. But if they did want to make this a regular thing, where instead of making new console cycles, they just upgrade the current hardware, is what they need to do is they need to offer a service where they will send you packaging. They'll mail you, a box that's, form-fitting and designed to fit your PlayStation 4. They mail you the box, you mail them your PS4, they, strip out the hard drive, take out the hard drive that you have in your PS4, and plop it in the new model, and mail you back the new model in 2 to 4 weeks. And you pay a $100 or $200 upgrade fee.
Which I could see being a viable method. Extremely viable, especially with the cloud technology. You're not going to be losing your save data unless you're, that stubborn and not using the cloud.
Well, also, once again, like I said, they just swap out the hard drive anyways.
Yeah.
Like, the hard drive is what matters. That's what has the operating system on it, and that's what has all of your game installs on it. Right now, for example, my PS3 is about to die. My PS3 is on its last legs. I know it's coming. I've had my PS3 for years upon years, and the disc tray sometimes likes to eat discs a little bit, and it's less slow now that I've upgraded the hard drive and put a nice, WD black hard drive in it and so on and so forth, but it's still a little slow, and it's getting long in the tooth. I know I'm going to have to replace my PS3. The nice thing is that when I go to replace my PS3, the soul of my PS3 is that hard drive. The hardware around it doesn't matter. The soul of it is that hard drive. I can go to GameStop or whatever and buy a crappy, 20 gig PS3 that costs next to nothing, rip out the hard drive of it, shove my 1 terabyte hard drive into it. It's now a 1 terabyte PS3 that's exactly identical to the one that I had before.
Exactly.
How do you kill a freaking PS3? It took me like 12 years to kill my PS2.
Like I said, it's getting long in the tooth and just...
Does it have asthma yet?
No, but it depending on what I'm doing with it, every once in a while it will go into blender mode.
Oh, crap.
Every once in a while it'll go into blender mode and get a little loud. Yeah, I'm prepared for the day that it dies. I know that it's coming. It might not be this year. It might not even be next year. But it's showing signs of age.
Mm-hmm.
Any other thoughts?
Like I said, I just think this is kind of... when they said we weren't getting a PS4 Slim or a model upgrade or anything, it kind of shocked everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're saying, well, we might do this thing, and everybody's like freaking out over it, and it's like, this is what we wanted in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's just not a price drop model.
Yes, exactly.
No, instead of doing a price drop, they're going to try to make you a better system for relatively the same cost.
For like $50 more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or once again, relatively the same cost. Who knows? It might come out at the same price. What this does do, though, and I think the last aspect we should discuss in this article before we move on, is it does both shoot Sony and Microsoft in the foot for future hardware sales. They need to come out this E3, if not sooner, and let people know exactly what they're thinking and exactly what they want to do. Because right now, if you're somebody who's in the market for a PS4 or an Xbox One, you've probably already heard from your friends who are in the know, hey, hold off on buying that console. There may be a new version coming out that's going to be better here in the next year.
Yeah.
Especially if you hear that key sentence right there, hold out, from any person of
reputable knowledge.
Thank you. You're going to hold off.
Yeah.
As you say, just from the standpoint of, oh, well, this one's going to be better than the one they already have, and I'm going to be paying for roughly the same amount. Why wouldn't I wait?
Yeah. You know,
the thing is if they don't come out and say flat out that they're going to do this, then people are going to stop buying them, and then all of a sudden...
And I'm like, what are we heading into, quarter 2 right now? Or still in the ass end of quarter 1?
I think we're still in the ass end of quarter 1.
Q1 ends in March 31st.
So we're at the very ass end of quarter 1. I was going to say, you're going to hear, okay, new game, holiday season, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I was going to say, if they don't say something along the lines of, oh, we're going to put out a new console, or we're thinking about upgrading it at least, maybe, I don't know. People are going to be going, okay, is there any reason for me to give you my money?
Yeah, like I said, people are going to hold out.
Yeah.
And wait to see what happens. So they need to get in front of this quick. Mm-hmm. Because sales are going to start to plummet as everyone wonders what their next move is. You know, you don't go and buy your new iPhone or your new Samsung Galaxy phone, 2 months before the next iteration's coming out,
You're going to wait and see what new tech the new model has in it, see if it's actually worth getting.
Exactly, before you make your decision. Because you don't want to end up in a situation where you go, oh, my Galaxy S5 is great and wonderful and awesome, and then 2 months later the S6 comes out and you have buyer's remorse.
Oh, crap, I have a brick.
Yeah. So, like I said, this is going to hurt their, current sales tracking.
Mm-hmm. So. Either way, they're going to have to do some press real quick and in a hurry.
Yeah, they've got to get ahead of this. They have to, because it's the internet, and if the internet's taught you anything, it's that little stories and just saying things off the cuff has a tendency to fireball. Not snowball, fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
What do we got?
What else we got? Alright, this one I'm just going to pretty much shut up on because I know basically nothing about this. So enjoy the Kate and Mike news show as they talk about somebody made an entire game about trying to get into the Overwatch beta.
Okay. Overwatch. It's been in the news. It's been talked about for months upon... It's been talked about for years now?
Yeah, it's been on the tip of everybody's tongue. One of the YouTubers I watch, Jerma, I'm not going to quote his full thing because I don't remember it off the top of my head. But he's been talking about this since, what? About a year and a half now. So, a couple years.
Okay. So, they finally have a release date, but there's still the closed beta upcoming. And the stupid phone does not want to cooperate with me. And everybody wants in, some more than others. A person by the name of Dusk number 214 made Overwatch Beta the RPG.
Wow.
It's a text game where you're literally trying to get into the Overwatch closed beta. We have played this, and God, is it balls hard.
Yes, it is. Because it's at the level that you're supposed to. It has levels of difficulty, people.
I've been told that I'm most likely going to be forced to do a blind pick of this for the channel, apparently.
You might be.
You might be. I really need to fix this damn problem.
But what gets me is a guy was so freaking hyped to get into the beta that he had the amount of time and initiative to make a game about getting into the game. For the beta. What the fuck?
Like, what kind of level of production value are we talking about here? Like, is there actual, like, nice, like, sprite, art assets and stuff? Or is it literally just text?
It's a text-based RPG.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there any kind of visual component to it at all? Or is it literally just words?
It's literally text-based.
Oh, yeah. Tiny bit less
impressive. It has different tabs, it has different,
It's a well-done text-based game.
Yeah.
It is very well done.
What I want to know is, does Inception have limits?
With what?
Inception have limits.
Inception?
Yes. This is a game about the game getting into the game.
Yeah.
For a beta.
For a beta. The fact is, this is all about trying to get into the beta, and it's ridiculous. I played it twice through. First time, I ran out of time. It comes in, you have 6-minute beta waves, and your actions only move your time only moves when you do an action.
Okay.
Now, your chance of beta only goes up through certain actions. Say, you get an item that ups your chance of beta. You get you complete a quest that ups your chance of beta.
Mm-hmm.
I ended my second run with an 8.75 chance of beta.
That's not a very good chance to get into the beta.
No.
This is the highest chance I have gotten within 6 minutes. And I didn't get into the beta and I ran out of time. The first time I died.
Yes, you did. So did I.
I charged at a guy who had 2 shotguns and I was unarmed.
Yep.
I like that you can die attempting to get into this beta.
You can die attempting to get into this beta. It's got quests, it's got items, it's got everything you could hope for in an RPG except for it's text-based.
It even has a giant monkey who wants peanut butter.
Yes, it has a giant monkey who wants peanut butter.
Nothing about that. Not a damn thing. Just a Chrome.
It's so confusingly amazing that somebody took the time to do this.
And this answers my question of, was this mindfuck a good game?
I'd say it's a decent text-based game. Like, as someone whose knowledge of text-based games goes as far as, like, what was the one? It was the one on frickin' Call of Duty a few years back.
Yeah.
You remember what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was on Black Ops.
Let's say it's like Zoink something?
Yeah, I think it's Zonk.
Zonk. I think it's the only thing enough.
But that's my knowledge of text-based games, and I sucked at that. But the fact that this was a text-based game I could play made me happy. And the fact that it gave you this thrill of excitement when you click on that Battle.net account button.
Yeah.
It's like, can I get in? Can I get in? Can I get in? No, and your saltiness goes up, and you're like, fuck.
Mind you,
your saltiness goes up.
Yes.
You lose if you run out of time, if you die, or if your saltiness hits 100.
What gets me is that there were fucking classes, and it runs on Kate's tablet.
It runs on tablets, yes. It runs on tablets.
Nice.
It comes up with a warning at the beginning that says, I have no idea how this will run on a mobile device. Click ignore if you wish to continue. And you click the ignore button.
Nice.
And it freaking runs.
At least he's honest, right?
For those of you who want to play the game, read the article.
There's a snippet in the article of this guy's quote-unquote victory. He bought a special item.
It was a beard.
It was Jeff Kaplan's beard. And this is the ending he got. Victory? Question mark? You have merged with Jeff Kaplan. In that moment, as you clumsily pin the beard to your face, your spirit and Jeff Kaplan's merged into a single mighty being, just as he has always intended. You are not sure why he chose you. Perhaps your ample supply of salt will be used in his plans, your plans. more. Oh, sorry, I jumped to the wrong screen. The time to set things in motion. The people demand more beta waves, and you need more salt. Much, much more. You chuckle to yourself as you think of the futile attempts of your previous host to remove the beard and regain his humanity. He did not know the truth. There must always be a Jeff Kaplan with a beard.
Yeah.
Like I said, this game is good, and it is good for a laugh.
I think the only way I'd play this for the channel is under the circumstances of, like, I need to be 4 or 5 beers in before I start.
I would highly suggest this.
And I should probably continue to drink while playing.
Yes.
I suggest something a little stronger than beer.
Uh-huh.
Take a shot every time you do a quest.
Oh, God.
It's every time you go for a walk.
Every time you go for a walk, yeah.
You can post to social media, go for a walk, check your email, or check your Battle.net.
Or go
to work.
Nice.
But that is
the
Overwatch beta
RPG.
Yeah.
That's beautiful if that exists. At the very least, I can appreciate that exists.
That is very beautiful that exists.
Okie dokie.
Alrighty. So, you do know that our future is going to be sitting on a couch with a helmet on our heads, never moving, never interacting with the real world ever again, right?
Pretty much.
Well, Sony would like to make that easier by offering you the PlayStation VR at, drumroll please,
Don't got one.
I tried.
It's closer to a Chewbacca.
But it would have sounded like this. I'm not good at drum roll. I didn't play the drums.
Alright. At the price of $399 US.
400 wings.
400 wing
400 simoleons. 400 greenbacks. That's right. $400.
Yep. Oh my God, does this thing look complicated?
How complicated is it?
It's complicated. I'm looking at the picture here of everything that comes in the $400 package.
Do tell.
Okay, we have a pair of earbuds, which you're obviously going to want to replace with real decent headphones almost immediately. Because it's VR.
Yes.
You know? You have the headset itself. You have what looks like a USB cable.
Mm-hmm.
You then have the breakout box, which is a box that you're going to put like on top of your PS4 that helps provide the thing with additional power, because the PlayStation 4 actually isn't strong enough to run the experience by itself. It needs a little extra processing oomph.
Yeah.
So, you have your breakout box. You have another cable, another cable, another cable, another cable, another cable, and the PS4 itself.
Where's the cable that goes into your spine so you can enter the Matrix?
Right? Like, seriously, there's 1, 2, 3... Oh, no, hold on, sorry. I guess some of these are actually meant to be the power... some of these are actually meant to be the power and HDMI cable for the console itself. I'm getting a better look at it. Oh, my. Yeah, but either way, this whole experience requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cables.
That's a lot of cables.
Like I said, one of them is obviously the power cable for your PS4 and the HDMI cable for your PS4. But either way, you're introducing 4 more cables into the mix.
4 more chances of tripping.
Along with, obviously, your headphones, which you could count as another cable.
Yeah.
My
This
God.
almost makes wireless headphones a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. Now, obviously, the Oculus Rift was priced at $599 and comes with a controller, and of course, the HTC Vive has been priced at $799 and comes with, well, everything in the kitchen sink.
As it should.
Now, the interesting thing about this is that you're only going to be able to get into VR with PlayStation for $400 if you already own a PlayStation camera.
Yay, we're in the market!
Right? Me too! This $400 bundle does not come with the PlayStation camera, and the PlayStation camera is required.
Okay, so why wouldn't they give you the PlayStation camera, drop out the PS4, and show the price?
Or have two different tiers of that.
Well,
one
no,
if you need it, and one if you don't.
There is a new tier available on Amazon that was released for like $550, and it comes with, or sorry, for like $500, and it comes with the camera and 2 Move Ones. Now, the Move Ones are not a quote-unquote system requirement to use PlayStation VR, but some games will require the Move Wand.
So it's a necessity without being a necessity, which is bullshit standards for you need them.
Depending on what you want to play, you might need them.
Well, we've already got Move Wands, so.
Yeah, like if you already have Move Ones and you already have the camera, you're in at $400.
Yeah.
If you don't have Move Wands and you don't have a camera, you're in at about $500.
Yay, we're still in it to win it. Maybe.
I'm not entirely sure how we would stream VR content.
Neither am I.
You walking around a room and hopefully something...
Not falling into anything.
Yeah, falling over the table.
Space to work with.
Had to clear out some tables. Had to clear out some chairs. Oh, God.
So as you can tell, we're obviously announcing today, starting on release date, Gmail Transmission Station will have all VR content only.
It's just going to be us with blindfold on going, ah!
It's so real!
I can feel myself falling. Ow! God damn it.
Man, that hit detection is so intense. My ribs actually hurt.
I can actually feel the pencil in my lung. Wait.
Yeah.
Ambulance 911 now! That's scary because I could see that happening.
Oh, yeah. No. Once all these headsets come out and everything, the news articles and just, oh man, it's going to be the Wii remote and shattered TVs all over again.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be the VR and tripping over shit.
The VR tripping over shit and the move through the tube.
Oh no, trust me, like, I can't wait for the real fucked up news stories. I can't wait for the,
Oh god, I just thought of one. Timmy just fell out the window.
No, better.
From the 25th story?
Nope.
Damn, I want to hear this.
2-year-old child found dead due to malnourishment, due to insufficient nourishment because parent spent too much time in VR.
Yeah, there's going to be 100 of those.
Yep. You know, first person to lose their job due to VR addiction.
Yeah.
We know that's coming.
First person to drop out of college due to VR addiction.
And the first case of dot hack or SAO online.
Yeah.
SAO online? Sword Art Online?
Yes. Because
SAO
I can't
online.
use the anime. Sorry, I've been copywritten.
You're not allowed to say it.
No, it's not.
Oh, if it's copywritten, you can't say it?
No, watch.
Damn, that was meta. Oh, man. Now, first person to trip on Fluffy while in VR.
Ooh. Why the hell's a cat beast attacking my leg? I gotta feel some real.
Kill the cat and kill yourself.
And then comes the porn industry.
Already there.
Yeah.
They're already there. There's plenty of VR porn already available for you.
And now we have this wonderful new adapter.
Actually, there's an important question. Because of the fact that this thing is hooked up through your PS4 and not hooked up through a standard computer, what kind of freedom are you going to have to be able to go to like websites and stuff and experience web content in VR? Can I watch VR porn in my PlayStation VR?
I don't think I want to.
Sony answers this.
I don't want to go down this rabbit hole.
What do you mean Sony answers this?
Sony, answer this.
Oh, okay. You said answers as in the past tense.
Yeah.
It's very dark and crusty and... Ew, what's that? Ew.
No. From the few people that I've heard of who have experienced VR porn already, apparently the strangest thing about it is the really eerie and hard to get over moments where you actually have real eye contact with the individual.
Oh.
Like when the lady's staring directly at the same 360-degree camera that you're looking through, and so your eyes actually like meet the eyes of the lady that you're having VR sex with.
Oh crap!
Apparently,
that's gotta be creepy.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're just a video, I know you're just a video, I know you're just a video.
This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real.
And that's when you just try and fake yourself out by doing like a handstand or something. Like, this can't be real.
The problem is you're trying to do a handstand with your pants around your ankles.
Exactly.
And that ends up becoming a new story.
My head. My other head.
Yeah. Either way, I think this kind of closes off. The last thing that we should mention here is at $400, like, you guys as PlayStation 4 owners and having all the equipment and everything, does this interest you at all?
It interests me because I've seen other YouTubers mess around with VR, and it is, some of the content out there is on point, and I want to try it for myself.
Our only issue is our tiny as fuck apartment.
True.
Yeah. Which, I mean, most of your VR experiences will be either sitting or standing, you know?
I hope it's not standing for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Because I could see
you have to
some...
remember that, especially the ones that involve like the move wands and stuff like that, the camera has to always be able to see the lights on the headset and the lights of your move wands and the light of your controller and stuff.
Though I'm going to pitch just one title at you. James, would you be interested? Oh God, I can't say it with a straight face. Would you be interested in trying a PlayStation VR Call of Duty game?
I was more thinking David Cage's next game being in VR.
Oh God.
That'd be scary. I'd be scared.
Come on, Heavy Rain VR.
I'd be fucking scared.
Remember those motions?
The driving the steering wheel.
Yeah. Oh God, I hope that they tighten that up quite a bit. It's like, I need to be able to drive this shit like a boss! Why is it still turning? Oh God. There's a rail.
You know, one of the games that you'll actually get for PlayStation VR, I believe it's called The Heist, is what I believe it's called. Basically, you are sitting in a car, and your partner is driving, and in the floorboard you pick up a semi-automatic weapon, and then you have to physically lean out the car window to shoot out, like, the tires of the cops and shit.
That'd be fun. Except to make my back hurt like a son of a bitch. Can you imagine that for like a 30-minute chase?
Well, I mean, you'd obviously want to pop back into the car when the cops are shooting at you.
Yeah, but still, that's still that strenuous action of you being in a chair, say, even in your comfiest man chair, of having to go like that out through your chair and have to hold the move on like that, and then get back in the car, and then out in the car, and then in the car. Just that motion would tweak your back like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, I think one of the weird requirements for VR that nobody's talking about is I would want like a proper dining room chair that has no arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that I would have much freer range of motion. Like, I would not want to have a chair with arms.
When we played a lot of Sorcery, when the move first came out and all that, and Mom was heavy into it, she did a lot of it sitting in a camp chair.
Huh. That's an interesting idea.
Because she could not play it standing up for so long, so she'd sit down and just do the motion sitting in a camp chair and just like rock back and forth.
And now I just thought of another dark hole. They're going to come out with PlayStation Chair.
PlayStation Chair.
The VR chair.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's a VR chair and it has the ability to like if it has a cup holder and like charging ports for my move wands and my controllers, and I can just like pull cables out of my chair to charge shit, I might be kind of into that.
Like I said,
I'm not gonna
Scary
lie.
concept.
There's a version of that I could be kind of into.
except you can't make it like the crappy old gaming chairs that they used to sell. That was essentially a bean-shaped thing that had the speakers on the back. It had right there. Yeah.
No.
I hated those because they were so uncomfortable after 2 hours.
Oh man, VR in a beanbag chair.
That'd be fun, but just get
We're going down doing a top 10 best VR chairs.
top 10 VR.
Yeah,
this
this chair
looks
is
good.
for VR.
Except after a couple hours, it gets a strange lump right there. I think that's a charging port. It feels kind of hot under my ass. Not sure if it should be doing that. I got like a burn right here.
Man burns to death after VR chair catches fire while gaming.
Yes.
Alright. I think we've beaten that dead horse.
Mm-hmm. It was fun to beat that dead horse.
Yeah, it was. Alright. And we've got one more legal battle here, which is Game Studio enters legal battle over the making of Ark. Survival Evolved.
Mm-hmm. This one's really convoluted.
Okay.
Who designed Ark? Who really designed Ark? A lawsuit filed last year alleges that there's a messy story behind the development of one of Steam's biggest hits.
See, now, it could be stated that all of the people who worked on Ark are actually all of God's creatures, and that the development of Ark was really in God's divine plan. So it could be stated that Jesus is actually the developer of Ark.
I don't have enough bullets. I'm sorry, but I don't have enough. Okay.
Yes, Jesus developed a game about dinosaurs which Christians refuse to believe existed.
Yes.
This is how God wants to teach Bible thumpers that dinosaurs are real.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Okay.
The players involved are Trendy Entertainment, the company that brought you Dungeon Defenders, and Studio Wildcard, the startup game developer behind Ark, which launched in early access last year on both Steam and Xbox One. Oh, God. And from there it goes into, oh, we made it. No, we made it. Oh, well, no, you really didn't make it. No, we kind of did.
Okay,
We're taking you to court.
Okay, the actual argument is the guy, Jeremy Stilgets, said they're saying he breached his contract with Trendy Entertainment because he worked behind Trendy's back on Ark with Studio Wildcard.
Yeah. And according to this, he had a quote-unquote, sniped different people to come work for his company, even though he wasn't supposed to, and whatnot. And then, you still there, James?
Yep.
Good. Okay. And apparently there is a call that was made, and they caught him. But what I really want to know is this call actually recorded? Is it on file somewhere? Because that would be what I would go after if I was a lawyer. Does this exist? If so, that's all the evidence I need to fucking open shut this case.
I'm trying to see what he's talking about. I've read this article and he's bringing up shit that I don't remember.
It's a long article, to be fair.
Yes, it is. I've read the whole fucking thing.
Like, it goes for pages.
Wildcard, recruit training official work. What's it? Misappropriate Trinity property. No, not that. What the hell is it? I know that I read it. I did not.
I'm gonna stare at the pretty dinosaurs.
Yeah, pretty dinosaurs are pretty.
Pretty dinosaurs are pretty.
They're also saying that Stelgitz misappropriated Trinity's proprietary information, intellectual property, and trade secrets. So they're saying he went total rogue.
They're basically saying this guy went rogue from their company and decided to develop ARK under
their noses when they were working for him. Working for them, that's just a no-no. And then, according to their agreement, they were supposed to be in... what's the word? They were not supposed to be in competition with this company, which is a shadowy as fuck deal already, for 5 years or something like that. And then he said, no, I'm not going to agree to that, so they agreed on 1 year or something.
I don't know what you're talking about anymore.
Well, start knowing. You should have read the article.
I read the article. I don't know where you're getting this shit.
It's in the article. Means you didn't read it.
Maybe I just didn't lock in the knowledge of this article because it's such weird fucking shit.
To be fair, I've written essays in college that were shorter than this article.
So, basically, they saying he did, he's saying he didn't, and this is just a big fucking legal mess over one of the biggest hits on Steam and Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just want to know where these lawsuits are going to end.
Yeah, no, that's going to be the interesting thing is, like, now that, we have our wonderful platform, is we'll be able to actually follow up on a lot of this stuff. It'll be interesting.
Right.
The company analyzed an immigration lawyer, okay.
Oh, they sent him a cease and desist letter.
Yeah.
Saying, stop doing this, and he said, fuck you.
The rest of this called them to say he would not engage in such contractually prohibited conduct again. So that was the phone call I was talking about.
Okay.
And then right there. Now what was I doing? I don't know.
Pretty dinosaurs are pretty.
Yes, the dinosaurs are pretty. So I think that this should be retitled.
This should be retitled?
Yeah, this article should be retitled.
What?
To ARK Due Process Evolved.
Hey, he got something witty out of this article. I give him credit.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Like, I got lawyer, bullshit, lawyer, cease and desist, bullshit.
Yeah.
But apparently, they were at one point talking about even pulling ARK from Steam because of this.
Oh, wow.
Because they are not even entirely sure that he legally developed this game, and if he should be getting credit for it, because he was under contract with somebody else.
And then they had the audacity to go after the guys. Why
Yeah,
This
he
was
went
her
after the guy's
tweet.
wife.
Disposition day. 8 hours of talking to assure someone I'm a businesswoman that can also make cupcakes.
They went after his wife.
Like a boss emoji.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
This
It's
is
a
just
giant legal mess.
Yeah. Fun!
yeah.
Well, that's a thing. Now we're going to move on to our newest segment here at the Gmod News Desk, which is Kate's Bug Corner. Today we'll be talking about a very important story. Why are moths attracted to light?
Wait, what?
Why are moths attracted to light? Because of the Division.
Yes, because of Division game flaws.
Oh, are we starting out with the Division?
I don't know, that's the one I have pulled up. So you
Okay.
didn't tell me what order we were doing these in.
Alright, well, I've got, let's see here, let's go with, our first bug we're going to talk about is the millipede. Are also known as, Division players are lining up in game due to a design flaw.
Okay, this is from March 8th, which is a while back. I posted this a while back, so I'm not sure if they fixed it yet.
Maybe?
We were
Maybe?
kind of on vacation for a little while.
We were kind of on vacation for a little while. I'm not sure if they fixed it yet. But this is just funny as how these GIFs just crack me the fuck up.
Yeah, by the way, after reading all these articles that you sent me for all these bugs, for your bug segment, I love bug GIFs now. This is a new thing I want with every bug.
So Ubisoft's The Division kicked off, and being an online RPG, online multiplayer RPG, you could see that it had some hiccups, but nobody saw this one. Ubisoft glitched. Ubisoft made a design flaw where literally you cannot walk through other players. Now, you see where this can be a problem in a massively multiplayer RPG?
Yeah, get into any place that has a quote-unquote 300 field, aka choking points.
As you see with the guy doing jumping jacks in the doorway. Somebody was an asshole.
Somebody was trolling hard. I'm just picturing this design concept, but put into the heyday of WoW, with like 400 people trying to get into the auction house at once.
People just lining up around the corner. You caught me in line! No.
No, I didn't. My buddy was up there.
Okay,
Tim, did you make it into the auction house? Yeah, I made it into the auction house. Alright, can you please sell the 3 bundles of netherweave cloth for me for 4 gold, 20 silver each? Okay, no problem. That's 20 gold, 4 silver each. No, Tim! Shit! Damn it, Tim!
But the, not only is there a problem with people blocking doorways with jumping jacks, there's another issue with trying to get the first mission when this game first started. Everybody trying to crowd around the single laptop to get their first mission was not working.
No.
So, literally, dozens of people had to line up in a single file line to get their first mission.
These pictures are amazing, by the way. You're really missing out if you're only catching the audio version of this. You've got to see the video. These pictures are outstandingly great.
Keep going.
That's almost the end of the article.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to point out here is the negative reviews this has caused on Steam.
Oh, yes! Not recommended. 2.0 hours on record. Tom Clancy's The Disconnection.
Do you want to talk about the backpack glitch?
I'm going to talk about that next.
Okay, gotcha.
And not recommended. 2.2 hours on record. Can you play the game? No, I can't. Because
you play jokes.
as you imagine, when everyone hopped on the servers when it first launched,
Get that first mission!
it freaking crashed the servers.
Again, you know the game's going to be big. Devote servers to it.
Where is the quality control, people?
Alright.
Okay. I'm
Well,
gonna wait.
that's not the only bug the Division has. Let's talk about the Monarch Butterfly.
Hang on. I'm trying to find my damn article.
Nice. New Division bug is locking some players out of the game. Backpack of Doom.
A bug in the Division has been caused by backpacks is causing some people to be kicked out of the game. There's actually a video at the bottom of this article that shows the glitch happening.
Oh, goody. I will go ahead and play that while you continue to talk.
The problem seems to involve players who craft high-end backpacks, only to find those backpacks disappear from their inventory, and then after they try to recraft the backpack or reassign the backpack, it completely logs them out of the game.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's fun, but listen to this little tidbit.
This only happens to certain players, number one, and what tidbit are you talking about?
The fact that they can't get back in.
And then some people report that it doesn't happen. Some people can't even get back into the game.
It's a permalock.
It's literally a permalock out of the game. Sometimes it happens and you can get back in. Sometimes it happens and you freaking just can't log in.
What was one of the tweets on there? That they had been locked out for like 7 days and still haven't been able to get back in?
Wow.
I'm trying to find that tweet.
It's got to be there at the bottom somewhere. Or maybe it was in the article itself. But anyway.
Some of this could be related to the 1.0.2 patch, which dropped yesterday.
Or a couple days ago now.
Yeah, no, a couple days ago.
Which promised to address a bunch of lingering problems with exploits and economy balance. So Ubisoft massively altered it in the last moment because of some changes that were causing instability in the game.
Yeah.
Instability.
Apparently when this patch first launched, it actually wasn't working as intended. Farmable bosses were still around, and the Dark Zone balance was apparently screwed up. That screwed up necessitated a server reset for Massive to fix things. Though the game was quickly back online, and the patch appeared to be working as intended.
I was gonna say, I'm a little bit miffed. The quality control is fucking gone. Better yet, making sure that the patch you're putting out to fix shit doesn't hinder the game further.
Yeah. To be fair, I give them a very, very light pass on this because of the fact that you are dealing with a quasi-MMO-like setting.
Okay, that's fair enough. But one of your core mechanics, your storage inventory that you are upgrading, kicks you from the game at a certain point and then won't let you back in. Nobody tested this.
Yeah, how that didn't come up in QA is kind of shocking.
Better yet, first mission, we're going to have people line up. We're not going to make this accessible. No way, no how.
I think they just wanted to see if us gamers could get along with the lineup thing.
Right.
I think they just wanted to see if we could get along, and then you've got the douchebags blocking the door.
It was a social experiment, okay?
Social experiment gone very wrong. Because now we have
there was some guy who was working at Ubisoft, who was a part-time employee at Ubisoft, while also trying to get his master's in psychology, and he needed to run an experiment for his dissertation.
Oh, God.
Oh, here we go. Here's what he was talking about for the backpack thing. He then tries to log in a second time and can't. The second video is basically just an endless loading screen. As of this morning, he's still logged out of the game. He says he's been locked out for 6 days. Fine.
So what was it? That was a couple days from the time? 6, 7, 8, 9 days.
This was posted on Wednesday.
No.
Yeah, this is very recent.
This is very recent.
Alright.
Ubisoft says, we are aware that some of you are experiencing an issue where you are locked out of your account. This is usually caused by having crafted a high-end backpack. We are looking to resolve this. It is one of our main priorities at the moment.
Yeah, I bet it should.
I'd hope so.
I was going to say, what gets me is this is becoming more and more common. if this is going to be the new standard of fuckery,
the standard of fuckery,
there has to be compensation. Any sort of compensation. In-game items, discounts on DLC, something. Mm-hmm. This cannot stand as is.
Now, just kind of on that same note, it's very interesting when I think about it. There's a mobile game that me and my wife play called Grand Sphere, which is an amazing little mobile game made by Silicon Studios, the same studios that created Bravely Default and Bravely Second for the 3DS.
Yeah.
But basically, it's a still Japanese RPG thing for the mobile phones and whatnot, and every single they update the game every single week to do new events that are always rotating and always changing. And sometimes when they go to put up a new event that they've never done before, there'll be minor issues with the event, or the event will somehow break something else in the game. Not only do they usually have these problems fixed within 24 hours, but any time that anyone reports a bug in the game that they end up finding to be legitimate, they give the entire community, even people who never experienced the bug at all, people who never experienced the glitch or what had happened, everyone gets a bunch of the premium currency for free for them saying, hey, we messed this little part up. Hey, there was a glitch we didn't intend. Hey, this was buggy. Hey, this event didn't work as intended on the first day. We're sorry, it's fixed. Here's 100 free gems, which is their premium currency you're supposed to pay cash for because we screwed up.
Which is fair and which should be a standard.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of my point, is like, you're saying that, these big AAA developers need to be doing this kind of thing, and I find it hilarious that, some random mobile game out of Japan that has, like, maybe 100,000 downloads on the App Store is already doing this to that extreme.
Mm-hmm. And I can respect that wholeheartedly now.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, that's as much as I'm going to throw at that fucking article, because it's stuff that should have been prevented in the first fucking place during Q&A and testing. What are they doing anymore?
Yeah. Alright. Are we ready for our last bug in Bug Corner?
Yeah, what's our last bug?
Alright, our last bug. The Stink Bug. Also known as Dark Mewtwo.
Shadow Mewtwo.
Shadow Mewtwo. Sorry, I just saw that. You're right, Shadow Mewtwo.
Pokken Tournament's Shadow Mewtwo has an infinite block stun problem.
Which, once again, thank you for the GIF. I love this.
The simple two-move combination performed in this GIF, Shadow Mewtwo can do it all day in Pokken Tournament. That's bad.
That's real bad.
To simply pull this off, you need to do a backwards, wide-ranged attack, and then the transformative power Miracle Eye move, and it does an endless attack combos enemies can't stop blocking.
And due to this, I read the article pretty much from end to end. Due to this, Miracle Eye and this other combo, Mewtwo has already stated that it has a lower HP than everybody else, but because of that, its HP is better than everybody else at the same time. Mm. So essentially, say that Miracle Eye won't kill you and your opponent, being Shadow Mewtwo is OP, your 1 HP will give you a win regardless of what the other person's HP is.
Yeah, I found what you're talking about.
If it's a tie, Mewtwo wins.
It says, damn it, this frickin' phone.
The
Shadow Mewtwo does suffer damage from using Miracle Eye over and over and over again, but it's never enough to knock it out, leaving it with 1 hit point. The combo can't kill a blocking player, so in time they also drop down to 1 hit point. Since different Pokemon have different hit point amounts, Pokken Tournaments gives the player with the highest percentage of hit points left at the end of the round a win. Shadow Mewtwo has the lowest hit points in the game, so 1 hit point is better than everyone else's.
Wow, because it's based not on the number of hit points left, it's based on the percentage of your total hit points left.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
There's one other thing I've noticed on this article that's really fucking awesome. If you scroll down to the comments, just look at the top comment.
Uh-huh.
It's got a picture of Mewtwo on it.
Yeah.
Not an exploit human working as intended.
That's pretty good.
That's what I found that topped this article. Like, I found that, and that's just like, wow. But yes, Shadow Mewtwo has an infinite block stun problem.
And now I'm going to sound like a broken record. Do testers actually test games anymore? Or
Once
has
again,
the rush to get the product out now finally just become the standard,
Once
regardless
again,
of what the consumers face in the end product?
I'm gonna also have to give this one a small pass just because of the fact that Nintendo does not usually have bug issues.
Yeah, Nintendo doesn't usually have bugs, but this is
It's a game breaker.
definitely a game breaker.
Until it's patched, but even still, day one game breaker.
Mm-hmm.
If you have it. Or is it a standard character? Does anybody know?
Shadow Mewtwo. I don't know if it's available or if you have to complete like a story mode or something for it.
Yeah, that sounds like a special unlock.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go and say that sounds like a special unlock.
It does, definitely.
Alright, and now it's time to wind down with our palate cleanser.
Yeah. You like Pokemon cards, right, Kate?
I like Pokemon cards.
What about you, James?
Nothing wrong with Pokemon cards.
How would you like a 30-meter tall and around 20 meter or 20 feet wide? Okay, let me try that again. A 30-foot tall by 20 feet wide Pokemon card.
Made of other Pokemon cards.
Yes. This article was done by Steven Strom. Yeah.
Strom.
And of course, the giant Pokemon card is of everybody's favorite Lightning Mouse Pikachu.
Yep.
Pikachu is undeniably huge, both as the primary mascot of the Pokemon franchise and as a cultural icon that transcends its card and video game roots. The artist is from the UK. His name is Quentin Devine. Has quite literally made an electric rodent massive using nearly 13,000 trading cards to make a 10-meter tall by 7-meter wide mosaic of the famous creature. I've already done the breakdown roughly of what that is in feet for us over on the other side of the pond, which is America, where we don't believe in meters.
No, we don't know what a meter is.
No.
It's about 30 feet by 20 feet.
Yeah.
Which is really fucking big.
Yeah.
And now they have broken it down. It seems like most of it's made entirely from yellow energy cards.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm looking at the pictures right now. There's a lot of yellow energy involved.
Okay, but anyway.
Now, to make sure that people who are, who aren't, watching the video can't see the pictures, understand what's going on here, they've literally taken Pokemon cards of different, Pokemon and different, things like I said, yellow energy, and have laid them out all next to each other in a way that makes a mosaic that looks like a gigantic Pikachu Pokemon card. So, for example, it has all the text of, what the attacks are and everything, and behind all that text is obviously a yellow background. That yellow background is made up of like 5,000 separate energy cards that are yellow energy cards to make it look like a giant sea of yellow as the background when the camera pulls away from it.
Correct. But this apparently set a world record.
As you would hope.
We don't know.
A world record for biggest Pokemon card, biggest mosaic, I don't know. But anyway, it set a record. What I want to know is what the previous record was.
Right?
Where is it? And this is a good question for both my co-hosts.
Huh.
What other huge Pokemon card would you want? Silence is golden, but not here. Come on.
Like, I'm trying to think, to not discredit what these guys have done, the Pokemon they chose is not exactly a Pokemon with a lot of color and detail.
Yeah.
So I would want something that's a bit more flashy, uses a much wider color palette, and would take a little more thought involved when plotting out, what cards you would actually need to make it look correct. Like, Pikachu's essentially 3 colors. Black, yellow, and, red.
Yeah, he's got that speck of brown on his tail.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, like you said, basically it's 13,000 cards, but let's be honest, probably 10,000 of those 13,000 are electric energy.
Mm.
Going with what James said, just because this card is close to my heart, because it was the first ever foiled Pokemon card I ever pulled, I'd like to see a Typhlosion.
We got Typhlosion.
Typhlosion.
And avoiding the answer.
Typhlosion will work out really good.
I think that would look amazing if they could pull it off.
What about you, James? Still haven't heard of Pokemon.
I'd say Tangela.
Tangela.
That'd be difficult.
That's my point.
That'd be like balls hard. Like, as someone who makes mosaics.
I was gonna say, now you're both gonna be pissed at me because I'm kind of going Kate's route with this. The first holo rare that I pulled was a Articuno.
Like,
once again, the Articuno runs into the same problem. I just make my Articuno out of 90% water energy. Done.
Yeah, and then a close second. Charizard's too easy.
Yeah, Charizard's the easy, obvious option.
Maybe a Hitmonchan or a Hitmonlee.
That'd be pretty cool. I'd be down for that.
Cool, yeah.
The other thing I was thinking was Kangaskhan.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Like Kangaskhan.
Oh, that would be a dick to do. Holo Gengar.
Psychic Energies all day long.
I don't know. I think I'm going to have to post a picture of my Hyrulean Penny mosaic on Gmon now.
You gonna post it on the Gmon Facebook?
Just to prove that I have done a mosaic.
But it's a wonderful way to bring it back to our sponsor for this episode of the Gmon News Desk is the Gmon Facebook page. Please like the Gmon Facebook page so that we can appease the gods of Chrome so that they stop crashing my browser tabs when we try to record this show.
Yes. One last question. Do you think that these people are one and done, or do you think they're open to commissions?
Oh, man.
By the way, we spent about 2 hours yesterday looking for the word commissions.
Yes, we could not fucking think of it for our lives that day. Like consignment, commit, get that. Fuck. She finally pulled it out of her ass, and it's all like, commission! Yes!
That's the word I wanted!
Thank you.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and shut down the news desk. We'll see you guys all in about 2 weeks' time with more stories, more fun, hopefully more gifts of bugs because they greatly entertain me.
Do I need to find more bugs for the bug corner?
Yes, we need to keep the bug corner alive.
Chirpy
It's
bug.
the bug desk.
It's the bug desk.
The bug desk.
Okay.
Cocoons. What are they? Oh. Alrighty. Well, thank you very much for joining us today at the Gmon News Desk. I have been James Leffingwell.
Michael Deal.
Kay Harmon.
Alright. We're going to try this again on 3. 1, 2, 3. Get wired in.
Wired in.
Good night, folks.